Hey guys, it is author and speaker Tori Lynn Rose. Um, Gonna wait for a second. This was supposed to go on early this afternoon, which was about 4 o'clock EST. Rose. But as soon as I was hitting the start button, is when uh, my dog went into cardiac arrest, so I had to leave and go to the vet. All right, so let's get in it. So Rose. So, so this is him. He's a little high. They gave him some hydrocodone, so he's high, but he's alive. So, anyway, this is why I wasn't on earlier. So I do apologize. Okay, so I'm on grandma duty. Rose. So anyway, so sex after 40. This was this is not supposed to be on this page. All right, so I'm gonna have to censor it since it's on my regular Tori Lynn page instead of my author page. This is going to be censored. So, but we're going to try to keep it right. All right. So who wants to come in on camera and give their opinion on women after 40 sex drive and men after 40, and what, like after what could you do if your mate or your significant other sex drive drops now that we are hitting our ages and blood pressure medicine, diabetes is coming to play. What do we do now? What do we do? How creative do we be? What do you do now? So somebody come in so I can put you on camera so you can give your opinion about what could keep a marriage together, because some people are losing their marriage because of impotence. Again, it's a psychological fact that I should have looked it up at, that women, our sex drive goes up and a man's sex drive goes down. Now, I'm not saying that for all men. Of course, we're not saying that for all men. But it does happen, and it is happening. And I am talking to men that it's happening to. So in this situation, what do you do? What do you do? Or men, what would you want a woman to do if that happens to you? What would you like your lady to do if your sex drive was off? Or if there was an erectile dysfunction going on. So, someone come online, hit me up on this invite to speak, and I'm gonna put you in on a thing so that you can give your opinion about what you think that you would do, or if you're a female in that situation and your man is having some type of issue with his dick, I wasn't gonna say the D-I-C-K word. I was gonna say dingling, but his Snickers bar, his microphone is not working properly. What do you do? Or men, what would you like us to do the older we get? Somebody request in so I can get you up in here. I'm gonna start picking people. Ronnie. Yeah, nobody wants to come on camera and tell you, say what y'all would do if y'all had erectile dysfunction and how you want your woman to handle it. What if you got a car wreck and you had what if your blood pressure went up? You got blood pressure medicine that caused your microphone to not work as well. What would you want your woman to do? There's gotta be, like, women, how do we handle that? How do you handle if your man is his microphone is not completely clear? Since I'm on the regular page, I gotta say it like that. What do you do? Or men, what do you want us to do? Somebody request to be on camera so you can give your opinion. And I'm not saying the people that's getting on camera has got some kind of erectile dysfunction, but this is something that we are facing, that people are facing in this day and age, especially with our ages. So, okay, I'm getting ready to put some Baron Hopgood. Let me put you on here, see if I can get you. Who else is brave enough to get on camera to talk about, not about erectile dysfunction? It's just, what would you do if your microphone wasn't working and you want your wife to still be with you through it all? If she's trying to speak into the mic and he just kind of laying there, you know, how would you feel? Or what could you do to improvise if your microphone wasn't working? Um, all right, I'm finna start picking up some people. I'm finna start picking on some people. All right, there's Baron. Hi, Baron.
Listen, how are you? I'm strolling through Facebook, and you put me on this camera. I'm only on here because of you. Just understanding, you know that.
Thank
But
you.
that's a crazy question. I'm gonna have to say that. What do you do? I don't know.
This is what you
I
know
don't
what
know.
because I speak about these types of issues. Um, People are there's the guys that are really willing to talk to me about it, and I appreciate that. But now I'm talking to the females, or I'm talking to other guys, like what'll happen if it happens to you? How would you feel? What would you want your woman to do if your microphone was broke?
Well, you know the position that I stand from my profession. So it's kind of, when I say it's crazy for me to talk about it, because it's kind of difficult for a person that's of the cloth to talk about that. But I
I was
think
getting
it's a
ready to say
great,
you probably the first person that need to speak on this
right,
because you're a man of the cloth. How about that?
right. And that's why I will reiterate, it's probably needed to be talked about, not only on the video, but also in the church, because this can also stop infidelity. But
Yes.
what do you want your woman to do if you're suffering with um, that
Erectile
dysfunction?
dysfunction. Yeah.
I think number one, support, um,
Okay.
to figure out what needs to happen in order to correct that, or Lord forgive me for saying this, find other alternatives that will, um, correct that problem. Because I believe in a natural approach more so than a medicine or a pharmaceutical approach. So finding all types of remedies that will get that problem solved.
Okay. So now, since you're what are you, pastor, minister? Minister?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Minister. Um, in that case, if your microphone wasn't working, and but you and your wife still, her sex drive is still high, she's over 40, and her her drive is still high. What would you want her to do? I mean, I know you want her to support you. Oh, I'm getting feedback now. I'm getting feedback.
But what would I do to make sure she's good, in essence, while I'm suffering?
Yeah, and I'm being careful because I'm on this page instead of the other page. But
I think, and Lord forgive me, if I say too strong, but I think that individual has to make sure his wife is satisfied by all costs and all means with an alternative.
okay. All right, I'm getting a lot of feedback. I'm gonna disconnect and see if it happen again. Okay. But thank you for chiming in. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear me? Okay. I'm hoping that this is okay. I don't know what happened, but all right. So who else want to give their opinion? Ladies, somebody chime in. What are you gonna do if you're a man? You know, we're getting older. He comes to this point where his microphone is not working. What do you do? You know, what do you do if your man's microphone not working? Because we gotta, like he just said, there could be infidelity. If your man's microphone not working and then a woman steps out, that could be two damages at one time. So what do you do if you're married? You know, if you're married, that's a sticky situation, because if you're married and your husband's microphone is not working, then what do you do? Especially us women, or not us, women that has been married for a long time and that's over 40. You know, what did you do when it seemed like, you know, your mics are not in sync with each other? Not I'm saying the mic, his microphone and your microphone holder. You know, what did you do in that case? You know, or what happens when the woman has to have not vasectomy, hysterectomy? and her kitty dries up. I gotta look. Okay, I gotta think of a word for that. So I got microphone. I got microphone. So what I gotta do for the word for the kitty? Anyway, let's switch the word up. For let's say Snickers and kitties. So what do you do? What do you want your woman to do in this situation? Hector, microphone. Yeah. Because I'm on this page. If I wasn't on this page, I would probably say other words. I would be disrespectful, but I would say other words. But this is still about relationship. All right, so who else is getting ready to get on the mic next? I mean, not on the mic. Who's going to get on the call next and give your opinion about erectile dysfunction or female vaginal dryness? What's your thoughts? What's your opinions? Somebody request to get on, or I'm going to start picking on people. Uh-oh. All right. Oh, please don't send me messages while I'm on live. All right. Let's see here. I'm picking on some people. Oh, Stephen Lane, I want you. Let's see if he's still watching. If I can bring in Stephen Lane. If not, Daryl Delahunty is next. I am picking on people. Okay. Let's see here. Who is brave enough to get on here? And when I'm picking on you guys, I'm not saying that something what you want to handle that. That's what I'm saying. But who's brave enough to give their opinion? And I need the ladies to chime in, because somebody asked me the last time why I haven't given my opinion on the last video I did last week, but yesterday's video. In my opinion, if the microphone is not working and he's my husband, the alternatives, even as a believer, as a Christian, I don't see anything wrong with toys. And I actually talked about that in my book. I don't see anything wrong with toys. I really don't. I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see it as any type of substitute, because of course nothing, LOL, I'm chilling. I don't see anything wrong with toys, because when it comes down to it, it's still, men can still get it from what I've heard, because I have talked to men. But even though men have a blog talk radio show, I do need that. A couple people have asked me to do that. Even though the microphone is not working, the excitement is still there. So I know that to be a fact from the many guys I've talked about, 4 guys, and they say they still get excited, but it's just that it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. But I don't know. I think that's just my thing. Again, as long as he can still satisfy me, I think I will be okay. Nothing can replace his mic, because I'm the holder. And so if we're married and I'm the you know what I'm talking about. What's the thing called when you put the microphone on the stand, but the holder thingy? What's that called? So if we fit like that, and this is my mic, I got papers on this mic, then it depends on the person as well. Of course, it depends on the person. But what do you do? Uh-oh, somebody's brave. Somebody's brave. Let's see here. Somebody's brave. Let's see. All right.
How
Walter
you doing?
Miller. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
All
It's
right.
funny.
What you think about the
I
mic?
was just strolling. Well, I was just strolling through here, and I was like, "Oh, this is an interesting topic." But because I am a guy over 40, so
Okay.
um, I think first is discovering what the problem is,
Okay.
right?
So
Because
what?
it could be
Let's just
multiple.
say it's something, but because like from the three I've talked to, I think I've talked to three or four, but the ones I've talked to, it's either pressure medication, diabetes. It's something that's happening now that we're getting over a certain age.
Right. So I'm just saying that's situations where it's dealing with health, right? It's dealing with
Yeah.
circulation, that kind of thing. A lot of times men don't realize that a lot of their blood flow comes from their lower extremities, right?
Right. Okay.
So if you don't have good flexibility, that can limit you not performing very well. You can have early signs that you're already having some problems and just ignoring it, you know.
Okay.
And then you got to realize too some other things is that men as they get older, especially get into their 40s, their testosterone level doesn't produce as much, especially if they're not being active and that type of thing. So it could be a compounding thing. Not only are they taking the medications, but then also their testosterone levels are going down, so it's compounding the issue. So there could be a
Okay.
situation where they don't have to be totally dependent on taking the blue pill because they're taking blood pressure medicine. It could be really they
All
could do
right,
things that
ladies, hold on
help to
right quick. You just
boost.
said something. Ladies, what do we feel about the blue pill? I've never experienced the blue pill. I hope I never do, because from what I've heard, that blue pill, cause first of all, send a man into a heart attack. I don't want no man on top of me only having no heart attack, because now we both gonna have a
Right.
heart attack.
Well,
But
now
the
there are okay. I've never taken it. I've known some people that have. Okay, and they didn't need it, and they took it. Right.
okay, all right,
And I am not motivated by what happened once they took it. Now, outside of, okay, yeah, their heart was racing a little bit, not like a heart attack, an extreme situation, but it was like, I don't want to have an erection for 4 straight hours. There is nothing that serves a purpose for. So,
for 4 hours.
I'm
Let me
just
ask you
saying,
this: do anybody? And I hope hopefully we got somebody that's brave enough. But anybody's ever taken it and just went 4 straight hours on them blue pills? 4 straight hours?
well, I'm telling you,
I mean,
I've
what kind of
known some
carpet
people.
burn is that?
As I say, I know some people. Well, the problem is that okay, like for a man, most of the time after you've had your first,
Okay,
release,
okay.
then you're kind of needing a recovery period, right? I mean, this is
How long is the
natural.
recovery period on an average?
Oh, that varies by man. That varies by man. I mean, it could be 15 minutes, it could be a half hour, it could be an hour, it could be a couple hours. I mean, it all
Okay,
depends. But
all right.
it's just it's just that when you have this blue pill, it's just what it is. It's putting so much blood flow down there where he could have had the release, but it's still all there. All the pressure is still there. So he might not have the desire to want to do it anymore, but the reaction is still there.
Okay.
So I'm just saying to say that. I mean, we kind of got off the road a little bit, but what I'm saying
No,
to say
because
is that
if that's one of the options, if blue pill is one of y'all, what is it, Viagra? If
Viagra,
Viagra is one of
yeah,
the options, then okay. But however, now, although women and we in our drive has increased, do the men get tired for 4 hours? I don't want nobody to go a whole
I
straight
don't know a
hour.
woman that wants
Like, I'm
somebody for
too
four
old for
hours.
that. Huh?
I don't know a woman that wants somebody for 4 hours straight.
Yeah, I'm too old for that.
That's
I don't
even
need that
porn
type of
videos don't go that
pressure and
long.
that type of who?
I say even porn don't go that long. So I'm just saying is it's one of the situations where I mean coming back to your original question is guys need to be more paying attention to themselves because things do change just naturally
Okay.
without even the issues of diabetes, high blood pressure, all that kind of stuff that could inhibit it even more. Guys need to be more
Okay.
paying attention, and then there's things when you start seeing that things are a little different, don't just ignore it. Don't just automatically blame it on because of the situation. Oh, I wasn't maybe really into her, or I just wasn't in. I was really exhausted, or I just wasn't in a good place. No, you gotta recognize and say that maybe there's something going on, and then you need to start figuring out what do you do to get ahead of it. Now, if the problem's already
All right. Wait. Wait.
there
Wait. Wait. Wait.
and
Wait.
you're
Wait. Wait.
married,
Wait. But hey. Okay. A little ADD is kicking in. What
okay, you fine,
if
good.
your wife had her estrogen was off. Again, we're getting older. What if her estrogen was
Hmm.
off and her, let's see, did I give the girl a name? Did I get a kitty cat a name? See, I
The
like to
cookie.
that's why I like to do stuff on my author page, because I say what I want to my author page, but
So
I don't
we'll
say
just
it on
say the
this page.
cookie. The cookie.
No,
We'll
because
say the cookie.
that's not quite doing it for me. Like the Snickers for the men and the microphone for the men, I think that was kind of because I'm a visual person. But the
Okay.
kitty cat, I'm trying to see what's a good name for the kitty cat, the way I want to say it right now without with being
The
on this
peach.
particular Facebook page instead of the peach, the grapefruit. All right. So let's try the grapefruit. All right. So
Okay.
what if the grapefruit starts to dry up in a situation like that? With a man, how? I'm sorry, my dog is very sick, so I'm
Uh,
babysitting. Um,
gotcha.
how would how does it affect a man? Are y'all cool with just getting some extra lubes? Are you guys cool with or can y'all tell? Can y'all tell if she's off? Like if her hormones are off, she's drier than normal. How do you approach her with it?
I'll be willing to guess that most men are paying attention to a woman's hormones more than the woman paying attention to his.
Okay, all right,
Okay,
okay, all right,
because again, we're expecting certain experiences differently than what you're expecting different experiences from a man's point of view.
all right. So when we're talking about the blue pill, so if the Viagra
Okay.
is going on, and then a man is experiencing some type of erectile dysfunction, and then she might be going into her menopause, could be, and
Right.
her grapefruit is drying up a little bit. So now we got a grapefruit that's drying up. We got a
And the
microphone that don't
microphone is
work.
not
Yeah, we
working.
got the microphone don't work. How do people want to? What makes you want to stay there?
Well, I mean, the thing is that that's where you have to have that naked conversation with each other. You
Okay,
know, of one, I got an issue, you got an issue. We both have the desire still for each other, but we have this
okay,
issue between us right now. So, what are some things that we can do? Because we still have the desires to be affectionate to each other, but yet
okay, okay.
our instruments are not allowing us to fulfill. Right.
Right, the instruments. Okay, all
Right.
right, okay,
So
okay, instruments. Okay,
okay. So the idea is that then if you have those honest conversations with each other, sometimes they can tap into some other feelings, but it really comes down what are the physical limitations. If physically it's just no matter how much in your head that you have to euphoria wanting to do something, but because of the
okay.
physical limitations of it, then you gotta figure out how do I deal with the physical limitation. I
All
mean that's all
right.
you can do.
All right, all right. I got you. Okay. Thank you so much for chiming in for your bravery.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know.
All
But
right,
it's
I'm
a good
gonna pick up
topic though. That's a
somebody
good
else.
topic. Yeah.
Yes, and I appreciate your bravery. I do, I do, I do, I do. All right, so keep on watching because I might have to put you on in. Let's put you back on. All right. Who else is brave enough to give their opinion about how they feel if they're and her grapefruit begins to dry up and she's feeling a little self-conscious? Or maybe what about the woman who's had a mastectomy? You know, could you still love your woman the same? Do you still feel it the same? If she had that, or if you had the erectile dysfunction, how would you want? You know what I'm saying? If she had a mastectomy, how would you feel? How would you want him to treat you? If you had if erectile dysfunction, how would you feel? How would you want her to treat you? All right. Who else is brave? I'm not brave enough. Steven, you talk so much noise on the internet, though. You really do, and I'm just shocked. Let's see here. The best part is experimenting. Kelvin, request to come on. I want to get your opinion. Since Steven leave me out here like that, request to come on, and let's see here. But yeah, this is a good topic because we are getting older and some people are not talking about it. And I did address it. I did talk about it because this is something that I run across with people since I talk about relationship. Hello, 60 plus. Betty, all right. can you get on and can you make sure whatever, Stephen, can you come on and give us your opinion, or can you chime in and say how you feel about it? You know, what do you think about the man getting a blue pill? What if your husband's doctor put him on the Viagra pill, but then there's health risk like heart attack, but yet you still want your needs met? You still want your needs met. However, the only way that you guys could go about it is if he had to take the blue pill. How would you, yes, this is my book. How would you deal with that? You know, how would you deal with it? How would you deal with that? You know, ladies, how would you deal with it if the doctor says there is a possibility that your husband can, because of his condition, he can have a heart attack if he take these blue pills? What would you say? How would you say that and still want to remain sexual with your man? Come on, come on. Who's brave enough to come in? Who's brave enough to come in? I'm finna start peeling. All right, Steven, I'm gonna have to get a copy to your autograph copy to you. Order one and I'm gonna send it to you tomorrow. Who's brave enough to come in? Kelvin, request to come in. Jerry Royce, request to come in. Anisha, request to jump in. Because I think this is something that we need to talk about as far as relationship. This is very important because we're not getting any younger. However, we got a lot of temptations on both ends. We're not younger. We're not getting any younger, but there's so much temptation on both ends. Who's brave enough to come in and give their opinions on what they would do or how they would want it to be handled? I'm going to go once and go twice. And if not, I'm going to shut it down because I already gave my opinion. And I don't like the video to go too long. But anyway, anybody else want to come in and give your opinion about Viagra, about erectile dysfunction, and how this is something? Have you thought about that? You know, how would you, eating dinner and listening? Okay. Have you thought about that? Have you thought about how that would affect your life? Sex at this age is awesome. Yeah, well, how old are you? My partner at 74 is active with the blue pill, and we are relaxed. Ha! Yay! Betty gives me hope. She's giving me life here. You're going to make my stuff pop out. I'm sorry, I had to bring the dogs in today. I babysitted because my dog is very, very sick, so I had to take him to the vet. All right. But anyway, so yes, so Betty's saying that this is good information. You are wonderful. Thank you, Irma. Thank you. So yeah, this is what I did talk about in the book, because at the time when I was writing the book, I did start doing surveys and interview with people, because first of all, relationship is my favorite topic. That's what I love. But second, there are other ways of enjoying each other. Betty, do tell. A little senior porn. But this is something that we just need to talk about. There's just some things that we just really need to cover, because when that time hit, when that better or worse hit, sickness and health hit, can you walk out those vows? So I'm going to go once and go twice. I'm going to give it about 10 seconds and see if somebody requests to jump in. If not, I'm going to shut it down and then see y'all tomorrow on something else, on another topic. Oh, the topic tomorrow. One of my friends from school, she's going to be on it, because we're going to talk about relationships. When you break up with somebody, when you divorce somebody, y'all end up seeing there's nothing out here, and you get back together, then it's like, okay, now we're going to make it work. That's what the topic's going to be tomorrow. But anyway, I'm going to go once, going twice, and I'm going to shut it down, because if you don't have your opinion, if you don't jump on here and request to be on the camera, then I'm going to stop it. All right, going once, going twice. All right, so anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. Chime in tomorrow and say a prayer for Russ. He's really sick. He's very sick. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Then that's what we're going to continue to talk about, relationship. All right, Author Tori Lynn. Follow me on IG and YouTube.